Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Akina and this is Kina's Corner. I am so happy to have you guys back for my second video. I love this topic and I cannot wait to get into it with you guys. So, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I am very open, very candid about my debt-free journey. So this video is going to be all about the first half of my journey. I've been on it for about a year and a half. I have paid off $17,000 worth of debt in this 1 year and a half. And I want to share what I learned with you guys. I'm going to be sharing, like I said, what I learned, who taught it to me, what techniques I implemented with tweaks I did to my budget, some failures, some successes, and everything in between. Stick with me if you are budgeting, if you want to learn how to budget, if you are ready for like some financial change in your life. Stick with me in this video. Let's get to it. So first, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. I am not a financial expert. I am not an accountant. I have no credentialing in the financial area. This is simply me coming to my channel, bringing a topic that I'm passionate about, letting people know what worked for me, a little background on me and money, and basically my experience. I am not saying that this is the only way. I'm not saying that this is the best way. I am not saying that you need to do this. I just want to put the resource out there because there are so many people like me who growing up didn't really learn financial literacy. And now that we're older, we're learning these things, and there's so many resources out here, and I want to share all the resources that I found. Hopefully you can share ones that you found with me, and we can just help make each other better. So if you're interested in any of those things, stay tuned. Okay, so just a little backstory on me. I am in my late 20s. Active duty military. I have been since 2011, off and on between active duty and the Guard, actually. I am a college student, and in the fall of 2018, I was $30,000 in debt. So I just wanted to start with that, give you guys a background, let you know what kind of income I have, my age range, my experience, my education level, so you can kind of gauge just where I was financially. So, like I said, in 2018, the fall of 2018, I was $30,000 in debt. I got the opportunity to go on a deployment overseas and I took it. On that deployment, I met an amazing guy who taught me all these things about finances. And one of the things he taught me was this book. This is actually his book he gave to me, but he taught me about Dave Ramsey and the Total Money Makeover. Changed my life. So I listened to all of his advice. We talked endlessly about finances and financial literacy, about Black families and how that's not something that's really been passed down, about problems that we faced in our community that has kept us back, and as well as how we need to grow and how we need to learn about money in order to make it better for the next generation. It was really great stuff, you guys. And like I said, he introduced me to Dave Ramsey and the Total Money Makeover. So I read the book. I didn't read all of it, but I read a good chunk of it, and I started on Dave Ramsey's advice. So Dave Ramsey, who I'm not endorsing at all, like I said, this is what worked for me, and this is what I found helpful in my journey. While I was reading, I learned that Dave Ramsey has 7 steps to financial success. 1, save $1,000 for an emergency savings fund. 2, get out of debt using a debt snowball. 3, save 3 to 6 months of living expenses for emergency situations. For example, getting laid off during the coronavirus. Number 4, maximize your retirement investing. Number 5, save for college for you or your children. Number 6, pay off your home mortgage. And number 7, build wealth, give back, and live like no one else. So here is how I paid off $17,000 worth of debt in 1 year. Now that you know the principles that I learned, let me tell you a little bit about my debt. Like I said, I was about $30,000 into debt. I had a $12,000 car loan. I had a $6,000 government debt, a $1,500 credit card, and a $15,000 credit card. On top of that, I also had a $300 military star card. Altogether, I had $34,800 worth of debt when I started this plan. Fast forward to February of 2019, I returned home. Prior to returning home, when I was on my deployment, I saved up about $4,500. I paid off that $6,000 government debt, and I also paid off the $300 credit card. Now, stop. If you are about to stop this video and leave just because I said that I was on a deployment and you know that being on a deployment means that I have extra money, please stay. Like I said, in February 2019, I returned home to the States, which means I returned home to my regular pay, my regular bills, and I had to make this work just like anyone else. So please stay. Do not leave. So I told you about Dave Ramsey's 7 principles. I told you how I learned them and how they stuck with me. I told you how I paid off some of my debt on my deployment and saved up some money when I got home. Let me tell you some steps that really saved me money and really helped me budget throughout this. First thing I did, I changed my living arrangements. Prior to going on deployment, I lived in LA County and I was paying $1,100 a month for a 1-bedroom apartment. When I came back from deployment, I decided to find a roommate. I got a roommate. I moved outside of LA County to a cheaper location, and I went from paying $1,100 a month in rent to $500 in rent. The $4,500 that I saved up on deployment, I used for my Dave Ramsey steps to have my $1,000 emergency fund, and I took the other $3,500 and I put it towards my $12,000 car loan. Once I had $1,000 in my savings account, I decided to change my insurance. I had $1,000 that was secure in the savings account, which I didn't have prior. So I changed my deductible from $500 to $1,000. That took my monthly insurance rate from $150 a month to $90 a month. So I cut my living expenses, I cut my insurance expenses, and right from there, I resumed daily life. I went back to all of my subscriptions. I went back to just living without a budget, just doing whatever I wanted to do. And I realized that I had to pull myself together, so I started a budget. Once I looked at everything that I was spending, I realized that I had to cut a lot of unnecessary things out. I think one of the biggest parts of budgeting and reaching your goals with becoming debt-free is weighing out the needs versus the wants. And I realized with my budget is that I had a lot of wants. I was just doing whatever I wanted. I wasn't taking care of what I needed in order to succeed in this journey to becoming debt-free. So I ended up cutting out my Amazon, my Tidal, my Netflix, my gym membership, my car wash subscription as well. So those are the 5 things I cut out, as well as going to get my nails done every 2 weeks on a consistent basis, which was about $180 a month. So altogether, I ended up saving $315 a month by canceling all of those subscriptions and going to alternate methods. So I just gave up my Netflix and I gave up my Tidal. I changed my Amazon. Little plug here. If you are a student, you can get your Amazon account for $6.99 a month instead of the regular $15.99 a month. So I switched from the $15.99 to the $6.99 because I am a college student. So I kept my Amazon, which also comes with Amazon Prime Music. And so that was kind of how I was okay with getting rid of my Tidal. So I got rid of my Tidal, my Netflix, but I still had Amazon Prime Video, Amazon Music, and I had Amazon Prime for anything I needed to order for myself. I canceled my pet insurance, which was not part of my budget plan. I lost my little Yorkie Chase almost a year to date. Out here in California, he got attacked by a coyote, and I lost him. He was my first baby, but I lost him, and so I ended up getting rid of my pet insurance because I no longer had a pet. I'm sorry. I'm back. I miss my dog, but I'm back. By cutting those subscriptions, cutting out the unnecessary things like nails and toes excessively, because I still feel like I need my nails manicured and I need my toes pedicured, but I don't need to get gel polish on my toes. I don't need to get acrylic overlay on my nails. So I just became more of a minimalist in that area. Okay. I put that $3,500 that I had left over from deployment onto my car loan. That was $12,000. And I started throwing that extra $475 on top of my monthly payment to my car. So I ended up paying almost like $1,000 a month on my car. And by October of 2019, I paid off my car. Next, my last debt that I had paid off was my $1,500 debt. So that was a credit card debt. And again, once I no longer had my car payment and I had pocketed that extra $475, paying off that $1,500 credit card was like that. And I had it done by December. So basically, that is how I paid off $17,000 worth of debt. I honestly have never felt so financially secure and so financially free until I went on this journey. I made some mistakes. When I paid off my car, girl, I bought a Louis bag. When I put that first $3,500 down on my car, I hit up my girlfriends and I was like, let's go to Caribana. You know, I still made bad choices that were times in my life and I don't regret, but a Louis bag and that trip to Caribana could have me at $10,000 worth of debt to go. You know, it's all about sacrifice. Money has no power unless I give it to it. Where I want my money to go and what I want my money to do, it will do for me. So if I want to be a consumer and a spender and a person who lives in debt, I will be. But if I want to be an investor, if I want to be a saver, if I want to be a homeowner, and I want to be someone who is financially secure, my money is going to take me there. It's all about my choices. It's all about what I decide to do with that money. And I'm so thankful. I'm pretty sure some of you guys caught on that the amazing guy that taught me all these things and shared his Dave Ramsey book with me is my amazing boyfriend now. And the same way that he showed me those things, because he didn't show me those things because he wanted to date me. Like, he's genuinely passionate about saving and budgeting and financial freedom. And so I just wanted to share those things with everyone because I have taken on that passion myself. I have seen the fruits of my labor. I have seen the beauty of financial freedom, and I want it for my friends. I want it for my family. I want it for my YouTube viewers. I want it for everyone. And I hope that this video inspired you. I hope that it makes sense because I know I was rambling a lot, and I hope that you have the patience to make it through this video with me. I really appreciate it, guys. This is Keena's Corner, and until next time, see you later.